The disorders covered in this unit are the personality disorders. Personality disorders are enduring patterns of perceiving, relating to, and thinking about the environment and oneself that are exhibited in a wide range of social and personal contexts. To begin with, let's look at the diagnostic criteria for a general personality disorder. This is on page 646 and 647 of the DSM-5. You can see that it's defined as an enduring pattern of inner experience and behavior that deviates markedly from the expectations of the individual's culture. The pattern is manifested in two or more of the following areas: cognition, affectivity, interpersonal functioning, and impulse control. The second criteria is that this enduring pattern is inflexible and pervasive across a broad range of personal and social situations. Third criteria, the enduring pattern leads to clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. D, the pattern is stable and of long duration, and its onset can be traced back to at least adolescence or early childhood. E, the enduring pattern is not better explained as a manifestation or consequence of another mental disorder. And F, the enduring pattern is not attributable to the physiological effects of a substance or another mental condition, another medical condition. The personality disorders are grouped into three clusters based on descriptive similarities. Cluster A includes paranoid, schizoid, and schizotypal personality disorders. Individuals with these disorders often appear odd or eccentric. Cluster B includes antisocial, borderline, histrionic, and narcissistic personality disorders. Individuals with these disorders often appear dramatic, emotional, or erratic. Cluster C includes avoidant, dependent, and obsessive-compulsive personality disorders. Individuals with these disorders often appear anxious or fearful. It should be noted that this clustering system, although useful in some research and educational situations, has serious limitations and has not been consistently validated. Moreover, individuals frequently present with co-occurring personality disorders from different clusters. Prevalence estimates for the different clusters suggest 5.7% for disorders in Cluster A, 1.5% for disorders in Cluster B, 6.0% for disorders in Cluster C, and 9.1% for any personality disorder, indicating frequent co-occurrence of disorders from different clusters. Data from the 2001-2002 National Epidemiological Survey on Alcohol and Related Conditions suggested that approximately 15% of U.S. adults have at least one personality disorder. There are two measures for personality traits associated with this chapter: the Personality Inventory for DSM-5 brief form and the Personality Inventory for DSM-5. The brief form has 25 items and the long form has 220 items. Both forms of this measure provide scores for the 5 domains. The long form of the PID-5 produces 3 facet scores for each of the domains. In order to connect the personality disorders to the domain scores and the facet scores, you have to consult the alternative model for personality disorders, which begins on page 761 in DSM-5. For this course, we will use the 10 personality disorders that are identified with diagnostic criteria in section 2 of DSM-5. The first step in considering a personality disorder diagnosis is to see if the person meets the diagnostic criteria for a general personality disorder, which are on pages 646 and 647 of DSM-5. The next step is to consider which of the 3 clusters fits the person best, and then move to the specific personality disorder criteria. These are the 6 personality disorders that are in both DSM-5 and ICD-10. In DSM-5, the antisocial personality disorder is called dissocial personality disorder in ICD-10, and avoidant personality disorder in DSM-5 is similar to the anxious personality disorder of ICD-10. DSM-5 has 4 personality disorder diagnoses that are not included in the specific personality disorders section of ICD-10. Schizotypal personality disorder is coded F21 in ICD-10 in the schizophrenia chapter. Borderline personality disorder in DSM-5 is coded as emotionally unstable personality disorder in ICD-10. Narcissistic personality disorder from DSM-5 is coded as other specific personality disorder in ICD-10. And obsessive-compulsive personality disorder in DSM-5 is F60.5, a nancastic personality disorder in ICD-10. ICD-10 has 2 types of emotionally unstable personality disorder. There are some differences between the 2 diagnostic criteria. For example, in DSM-5, obsessive-compulsive personality disorder is diagnosed when 4 or more of the following are present in a variety of contexts: is preoccupied with details, rules, lists, order, organization, or schedules to the extent that the major point of the activity is lost. Shows perfectionism that interferes with task completion. Is excessively devoted to work and productivity to the exclusion of leisure activities and friendships. Is over-conscientious, scrupulous, and inflexible about matters of morality, ethics, or values. Is unable to discard worn-out or worthless objects even when they have no sentimental value. Is reluctant to delegate tasks or to work with others unless they submit to exactly his or her way of doing things. Adopts a miserly spending style toward both self and others. Money is viewed as something to be hoarded for future catastrophes. And shows rigidity and stubbornness. On the other hand, in ICD-10, at least 4 of the following must be present: feelings of excessive doubt and caution, preoccupation with details, rules, order, organization, or schedule, perfectionism that interferes with task completion, excessive conscientiousness and scrupulous, undue preoccupation with productivity to the exclusion of pleasure and interpersonal relationships, excessive pedantry and adherence to social conventions, rigidity and stubbornness, and unreasonable insistence that others submit to exactly his or her way of doing things, or unreasonable reluctance to allow others to do things. This is one example of the need for further work in harmonizing ICD and DSM.